Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting as we come to you live here with the National Oval Racing Association as we take a look here at Vincent Arthur going ahead and knocking down a few laps at the Concrete Bowl out here. Joining alongside me tonight is Christian Snyder. Appreciate you joining me, man. Heard you did quite well in the truck series out there on this concrete surface, but talk to me what kind of tricky things we're going to be looking at Bristol.
Bristol's a really tricky place to run. Last night got a top 5, but it took everything in me to finish well here. Not a fan of the track. I mean, I love watching it, but hate racing it because it is difficult. It's a concrete track, so the tires get eaten up pretty bad. So you got to really focus on saving those tires here tonight.
All right, big thing they've got to really circle, like you said, is the tires. Fuel won't be much of a concern here tonight, as many drivers have been checking out for kind of that fuel calculator, being able to press how far these cars will go. And best case scenario, we're going to see these guys pitting maybe every 75 to 100 laps out there. But the biggest thing you're going to see is guys who are able to conserve tire and the ones who aren't. I know drivers like Denny Hamlin out there had complained at one point, saying even these next-gen cars are just so hard on the driver because it places so many G-forces on the driver to hang on and sling around this track, and it doesn't really let the car sway much. And that's exactly what we're seeing as some of the guys who are knocking down some of the times out here. Unfortunately, Ryan Patty looks like he's snugging himself into a 19th position start, which is really hateful for him, as I'm sure he would love to get farther up toward the front. Right now, we take a look at our best times out there. It looks like Vincent Arthur's going to hold the top up there. Brandon Banks, not bad out there. Colors in blue means guys are locked in. Vincent Arthur via points has made it to the next round, and Jacob Malone going 1 and 2. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a third shot here, but he is starting top 10 currently, so he does have the possibility of making it. Everybody in green is still on the top side of the cut line, and everybody in red still in the danger zone. They have an opportunity of slinging up. Jake Christenberry will be the highest one there, starting in that 14th spot, and drivers like Corey Harville are going to be out of in a lot of trouble, as well as Cody Smith. So we are getting ready to get this one underway. And Christian Snyder, talk to me, man. These guys on the points, it's going to be close.
Yeah, we got about 8 people within like 10 points of each other, right around that cutoff. So there's a lot of sweating going on right now with a lot of these guys tonight. We got one driver in a must-win, Corey Harville. The only way he's making it to the next round is winning here tonight. And, we got a lot of people that are kind of borderline safe. You got Conover. All he has to do is get a few points in stage 1 or 2, and he's on to the next round. You got, a couple drivers within about 20 of that cut line. So they're feeling safe, but everyone else below, I think about 8th place, they're not safe right now.
Yep, and Josh Conover sitting 51 over top. Brian Bird 27, Tom Senchak up 23, and Ryan Patty holding on tight to that 6th spot, sitting only 18 up, but it's going to be close. He's really got to keep the push on. If Ryan Patty has a dismal night here tonight, he may actually knock himself out here. So we're going to see if that can happen here at the late grade, at the last Coliseum here in Bristol. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting drivers here for tonight as we get this one kicking off here as the drivers are getting out there. Vincent Arthur and Dylan Banks will be starting in the front row. Ryan Bird sits 3rd. Brian Jones is 4th next to Cameron Thompson and Blade Timmons. Hey, Blade Timmons, glad to see that 23 Chevrolet back. Haven't seen him out here in quite a while. Dakota Moniz starts on the inside of row number 3 next to Josh Conover. We said Conover's very close to being locked in. We'll see how he does as Jacob Malone starts 9th and Matthew George rounding out our top 10. Moving on back, we see Kevin Gunther with a great start here, starting in the 11th spot next to Aaron Krolick. Now, I've personally put eyeballs on Aaron Krolick. He is looking to definitely upturn his qualifying time and get a top 5 finish here tonight. Moving on to Tim Harper and Jake Christenberry. Thomas Walter sits 15th, and Brady Moats rounding out our top 8 rows. Moving on, where we see Cody Height sitting 17th, and that leaves us with Dakota Hendrickson starting in that 18th spot. And take it away here, Christian, the rest of our field.
Yeah, we got Ryan Patty starting in 19th there, and he's the spring winner here at Bristol, so he's looking to try to repeat here in Bristol. But Nick Geilis in 20th there, Tom Senchek 21st, Nathan in 22nd there, Adam Kulikowski back in 23rd with Cody Reeder, who I believe is serving a drive-through penalty early in this race. Then we got Tom Senchek behind him, or I'm sorry, actually it's Jacob Gladelich, which he's our shoes cone tonight. Cody Smith, Kyle Rochelle, Cody Eldred, and Spencer Burton is going to round out the field there starting in 29th.
All right, we talk a little bit about penalties. Who is not able to qualify? Cody Smith and Cody Reeder are not able to qualify here tonight, and serving that drive-through penalty is going to be extremely brutal, especially for that number 20 car who needs a shot in. Let's take a quick peek at what our race is going to be consisting of tonight. 300 laps. Stages will be at 75 and 150. Of course, a 60% fuel limit allow them to get far enough that they shouldn't, big circle, shouldn't have to pit before lap 75 or lap 150 in the middle. So after 150 to 300, we may see him come on down, where I'm sure we'll see 7 sets of tires be well used here tonight. Fixed setup, of course. No fast repairs. Me, of course, as your lead producer, and Christian Snyder joining alongside me. Good luck, Jacob Gladelich. You got a lot here to do. Temperature is 78 out there on the track, and we are under green. Away we go. Great job there so far by Vincent Arthur, getting a great jump. He's moved, stays currently second, as it looks like Dylan Banks slides on past him with a more favorable line. Ryan Bird's right there on the outside. On the outside is Blade Timmons, holding Ryan Bird down close to the bottom where that pavement starts. Definitely don't want to go down there and touch that part of the track, as that apron is ever so slick. And talk to me a little bit about this track, man, as we see guys already sliding around here immediately. Jacob Malone starting to pick up a couple positions, now up to 7.
Yeah, Jacob picking up a lot of positions using that top lane. We talked to Vincent before the race, Vincent Arthur, and he said that the top is where the speed is pretty early, but you're going to need to run the bottom, and you see everyone has kind of migrated to the bottom now, and that's going to save tires throughout this race, as we see our 2 drive-through penalty users coming out of pit road there. That's going to put them at a disadvantage already. This is 35 miles per hour down this pit road. So they're already going to lose 1 lap, and they're coming around to lose 2 here already. Yeah, if not, even more than that. Seeing especially everybody brand new on fresh tires, no damage out there, which we can see, and caution is out. Looks like maybe Nick Geilis?
Yep, looks like the number 3, Geilis, might have gotten it, the Smirnoff Ice machine. Checking to see any damage to that race car. Looks like he might be okay. Hopefully this is just a self-spin out here, and that would probably be the best luck he could have, as he'll be starting from the back, sitting 26. Let's take a peek.
Oh, man.
He actually gets started a lot farther forward. Yep, looks like he might have just took himself out there. Holy cow,
yeah,
who was that up there? Thomas Walter that was drifting?
I think so, yeah. And Nick Geilis was just trying to check up in time to keep it off of him, and he got around. But it looked like maybe he got some help from Brady Moats, possibly.
Yeah. Moats clips him there. The 84 of Cody Hyde also involved.
Ooh, Ryan Patty gets sideways, too. He saves it. Geilis was not able to, though.
All right. Well, out of all things, I've got to admit, that could have gone a heck of a lot worse. Everybody looks like they're going to survive and keep rolling.
I'll tell you what, this really helped Reeder and Cody Smith doing that drive-through. Caution early. They're going to get their lap back here. At least one of them, I think Reeder is going to get the lucky dog.
Yep. So Reeder going down 2 and getting 1 back. That works out really well for him. I got to admit, Cody Reeder, is one of those guys out there on the track that offset pits everybody. I think he trips everybody up with the way he comes down in a pit road, or takes only 2 tires, and he's able to get back out there into the top 5. And right now, he's got quite a feat here on his hands to overcome being laps down. And at Bristol, once you're a lap down, it can really start adding up. But we've seen a slew of cautions, and I know you've been out there on the track. A slew of cautions that end up upturning a race from guys, so far back, getting so many lucky dogs and back onto the lead lap. The key is not getting in trouble in the backfield.
Yes. Last night in the Truck Series, we actually had a guy that was 5 laps down at one point, and We had enough cautions that he was back on the lead lap before the race was over. So, I mean, whenever it's early like this, if you go a lap down, your race isn't over. So these guys aren't worried right now. Um, if you're Reeder or Smith, you know that there's going to be plenty of cautions that you're going to be able to get your laps back.
Talk about a big mover here of the race. We're talking guys moving up. Nathan Brzezowski sitting in the number 22 Ford out there. Currently, he has moved up 7 positions to get up to that 15th spot. Is this too early to call to say he might be on a hot streak here, moving his way up to the front, or are we just kind of roasting these tires up a little bit?
I think he's just mainly running the top and getting around people who are being conservative. He's not a guy that likes to be conservative early. He likes to push it kind of hard and get as many points or many positions as he can. So he's probably burning up those tires early just to try to get up toward the front.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to hope for that, and hopefully he is able to maintain later on. For some little bit of distance out there. Looking to see how many drivers did come down pit road. Looked like Cody Eldred came down for a quick top off. Thomas Walter came down as well. Looks like 21 seconds in the box, as well as Spencer Burton with a 28 second pit stop time. Little bit of a head scratcher here as to why guys are having to pit so early. I don't think unless we maybe came in contact with the wall earlier here in the race. Choose cone underway. I'm sure Jacob Gladelick is... Ooh, as soon as I switch to him, he almost gets a nice little greeting out there. Holy cow. Wonder who that was. It almost knocked him there.
There was someone real close.
Alrighty. Well, Vincent Arthur was on the pole here tonight, and Dylan Banks got the better of him on that start. He did get a solid jump, though, on the first green flag, but I just think Dylan Banks was able to hold that bottom line that Vincent Arthur said he wanted to start in to begin with, but it doesn't look like that didn't work out for him there. So we will be back under green on lap 13 as they are churning off here pretty quick. As drivers mostly hitting under 15 seconds a lap. Good Lord, look at Dylan Banks. Look at that jump. Well, Vincent Arthur's going to be playing chase now unless Blade Timmons slices underneath him. All 3 Chevrolets sitting here in the top 3. Brian Jones, the only Ford in the top 5. And we are still burning them up here on this track. I still say super speedways are the big one, but when a short track like this, there's still the possibility of guys getting knocked around as well. But look at Jacob Malone coming alive up to 5th place as he slices around Ryan Bird. Fantastic job, and maybe, just maybe, we may be overturning his luck here at the concrete tracks.
Yeah, he's looking to three-peat here in this round of the playoffs. He won the first 2. He's looking to go perfect and get another win here in the 3rd race of this round.
All right, well, we'll try to see if we can throw a little trivia toward you and tell me if anybody has done a sweep through the first round, or might he be the first. I doubt it, but man, he said he had absolutely zero confidence in winning here, yet that's exactly what he said about last week, and that worked out quite well for him there as well. Great job here by Dylan Banks, Vincent Arthur, Brian Jones, Blade Timmons, and Jacob Malone rounding out our top 5, followed by Ryan Bird, Josh Conover, Aaron Krolick, Kevin Gunther up a couple of positions here to get 9th, and Dakota Moniz. He's on the roll backwards, though. He is down to 10th. Let's find a couple of our drivers out there who are in deep here, hoping to get back up to the front. And right now, they need a great night, and right now, it's not looking good out there for the number 28 of Cody Smith. Right now, Smith is sitting a couple laps down in 28th position. Hopefully he's able to turn back to the front here as I'm looking to see where in the world Adam Kulikowski is. The number 45 Toyota sitting 24th. Boy, he's got a sea of cars in front of him here as we hop on top of his car. And that's exactly what you start seeing. Guys moving up toward the front, and we're about to see our next caution. We're going to ride along with this one. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was a playoff driver. That was Matthew George getting around. It looks like maybe he had a little bit of help from behind. Oh, now he's into the water barrels here. That's not a good place to be. Oh, no. Is he high center? I think he's stuck.
All right. Trying to see if he can get those tires moving here. There he goes.
And this is a unfortunate turn of events here for Matthew George. One of the most consistent guys in NORA. He just, finds his way there at the end of the races and usually finishes top, 15, top 10 really consistently. But this is trouble early here for a playoff favorite here.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's go back and take a look at what caused this yellow flag. Let's see. Right now, that's Senchak to the outside, following behind Brady Moats. And the 56, yep. I don't know, it did look like George almost was trying to come down and squeeze him there, and it didn't, he was coming on a little faster than expected.
Yeah, Matthew slid up the track a little bit. Ryan Patty just figured he would try to take that spot because the hole was there, and Matthew George didn't expect it, came down to close that hole, and just gets turned around there. Hard hit there for the 43 as well, right into the radiator, so that might be detrimental here for the 43 car.
Yeah, Dakota Hendrickson, I hate seeing that for him as he had a heck of a qualifying time. He was doing really well during practice. And this now leaves him down in the 25th position as he comes down pit road here. See if I can get some drone footage out there of the damage. Yep. Ouch.
Yeah, Dakota Hendrickson actually races for me in the truck series, so he had a pretty good run last night, but isn't going to repeat it tonight.
No. No, and you wouldn't think with damage like that and not having a broken toe link, you might be in there that long. I don't know how much do aerodynamics play at a short track like this?
Here at Bristol, I would say aerodynamics aren't that important. It's more so your engine power and your tires that are more important. So if you break something in your tires and you're having to turn 45 degrees to stay straight, that's going to be a problem for you. But the aerodynamics, I mean, you could have no rear bumper, no hood, and you're still able to run fast as long as that engine's okay.
Wow.
Whoa. No one's going to hit him this time.
Senchak tripped everybody up by going 2 people to the outside. I think that's what always gets everybody is when somebody doesn't do what you expected and you want to change your mind there at the end. But look who is up front here. Jacob Malone up to, looks like 3rd or 4th position here. Boy, this guy's really on a roll. Awesome job, but this does give him another chance to reach out there and touch them. I believe the pace truck lights are off, so it will be visiting back down pit road. Second time tonight, an unscheduled caution. First scheduled one.
I don't think this is our last either.
No. I'm surprised to see a couple of them so kind of catching up here. Wow, yeah, see Vincent Arthur, he wants to be on that loud pedal quick. And Dylan Banks catches him yet again.
That inside is so much of an advantage, especially with the restart zone being in the corner, so he's able to launch way early.
Yeah, right now, let me tell you, Jay, on the outside, Brian Jones, I think he might need a change of a suit there. I think Jacob Malone went up there and scared him, almost went to cut him off, but was not clear. Great job there by Jacob Malone's spotter to not tell him to keep rotating up. He was going to get ready to smack him there. Ooh.
You mean like that?
Yep, a little nudge there, but hey, man, short track racing, this is what's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. But Jacob Malone, great job. Brian Jones retains his 3rd position that he had, and we are led by 2 Chevrolets, 2 Fords, and then we follow all Chevrolets until 10th place where Tim Harper sits. Kevin Gunther is the only Toyota sitting in the top 13 positions here so far, as he resides in that 12th spot. So right now, our 2 guys in blue sitting 2nd and 4th out there that are already won themselves into the next round are all sitting top 5. Great job here so far by Vincent Arthur and Jacob Malone as they continue this roll here to get lap 32 complete, and we are still being led every lap here by Dylan Banks.
Yeah, something to note, the owners playoff is also a thing here in NORA, and that 48 car is in the owners playoff, so that's why Dylan Banks is up here leading. He's trying to make that 48 car into the next round of the playoffs, as well as I believe the 23 is also in it as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Actually, the 23 is not, but the 16 is.
All right.
So there's like 2 races essentially going on at the same time. So these guys are also in the playoffs, just not for the money.
Kind of tumbling around out there. So talk to us a little bit about owners' points out there for the ones that don't know about owners' standings, and kind of what that means for the driver out there on the track, or even for the team lead.
Yeah, the owner's points basically is the car number. So you see different drivers in the cars each week sometimes. And the team owner, for example, I own a team that's racing here tonight. Ryan Patty, Kevin Gunther, those are my drivers, Adam Kulikowski. If one of those are locked in, I could put someone else into that car to run for the championship. And that helps me because as an owner, it still gives me an opportunity to win a championship.
Huh. All right, we'll rotate back here to Jacob Malone. He's starting to get loose here down on the bottom, rotating up. He's kind of wiggling around a little bit. I don't know.
Josh Conover. Look at that. He got right on the outside of the 69 of the Malone.
Yeah. Right now you see Conover trying to give Ryan Bird a little push, saying, don't let up yet. I'm still trying to get around, but notice that Malone is starting to fade back a little bit. Hot early, but now starting to fade off, and I'm wondering if this is a little bit of that tire. Speaking of tire, here comes Vincent Arthur around the outside. Here he goes. No trailer park girls around here. Looks like Dylan Banks is going to fall back to second. And Vincent Arthur now takes over the lead. We've got a new leader here in the race starting lap number 40.
And you can see the top is where he made that move. It's really fast. And now you can see Brian Jones in the 16. He's going to try the outside around Banks, see if it works. He's side by side with him off the corner. He's going to pass Dylan Banks as well.
All right. Looks like Banks, who's been hanging on to the low line, same as Jacob Malone. Both of them are seeing the same fate here and starting to rotate back toward the back. Most guys who do race at Bristol, your happy line is really middle or low, but they're finding out more in these next-gen cars up toward the wall seems to be the more favorable spot. And Vincent Arthur now separating by half a second over top of Brian Jones, and his freshly found second position is now starting to drive away with this one. Banks off by a second now, and Vincent Arthur, I'm wondering if he's going to start running into any lap traffic out here, as a couple of guys are still putting around out there on the track. I know Cody Smith is having some trouble, is sitting back here in 27th as he's really rolling around with, I believe, the 17th place driver of Nathan Brzezowski. So a couple of guys who are falling off the pace here are going to be still fighting for their life to stay on that lead lap, because last thing you want to do is not only be lapped down pit road, but being lapped out there on the track makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, and he's about half a track away from catching lap traffic. As he's crossing the start-finish line, you can see there the 26 is about halfway across the track. So lap traffic is going to be a factor tonight, and he's pretty good at navigating it, so we'll have to see how he does. But typically the leader struggles more through traffic. Once the lap car gets passed by the leader, everyone else kind of gets an easy pass, but you don't want to get lapped, so you try to block the leader, but once you are lapped, let everyone else by.
Yep. So you talking about the leader there makes me think about Cody Reeder. I dropped back down to 19th and seeing how he's working around Thomas Walter. Now Nathan Brzezowski, and whoop, little slip there coming out of that last turn. He's fighting down here on the bottom. Noticing some of these guys are triangulating the turns, like Tom Senchak. Senchak rides high, drops back low, and then zooms back to the top. And I think he's trying to see if he can find a different line out there. Now, I know a couple of things have changed out there since practice. Practice usage is about a little rubbered up, but then there was rain. Rain actually cleaned that track off down to 0%, and still rain yet again after qualifying. So during this racetrack, there was zero rubber built up out there on the track. So a lot of guys are having to cut fresh grooves out there and try yet again, rather than it having its own groove and you just kind of following along where you can find the most speed out there. So right now, Christian, we are seeing a lot of guys trying to make their own speed but with everybody choosing a different line out there, I'm not seeing where there's just going to be that happy place where everybody chooses high, low, or the middle.
Yeah, that's why dirt track drivers really love to race at Bristol, because you got to find where the track is fast. You got to move around, find the right lanes. As you can see, Jacob Malone really struggling right now. He's off the pace, it looks like, as some cars are passing him left and right. Really struggling there for the two-time winner here in this round of the playoffs.
Down to 17th here for him. And right now, I'm sure he would like to have a little help out there in his in the Beer Money Racing crew to hopefully he can ask somebody, maybe bounce an idea off like, hey man, what is going on with my car? Right now he is fighting that thing, just trying to stay fast out there. Currently running a 15:87 time, and that is pretty dismal, seeing that our guys in the lead are running faster than 15.5 seconds. So he's going to be really playing chase here if he can get up there. Speaking of getting up there, why don't you talk a little bit about Josh Conover? You talked to him in the second place finish he had last week, but now he is up 3, sitting 5th.
Yeah, well, I talked about the dirt experience, and drivers like in Bristol that run on dirt. He races dirt in real life, so he typically runs really good at Bristol and short tracks where you got to find the groove. So Bristol's one of his strongest tracks. I expect him probably to get a top 3 again here tonight.
As we sit on top of Josh Conover's machine, looks like Blade Timmons is making a move here for the inside. Rotates up and has to give it up not make contact with Brian Jones out there in the number 16 Ford. So right now, Dustin Kaleba pretty happy he's not seeing his car getting banged up out there, as Brian Jones is having to take over in the number 16 Venku machine. He's still holding on the third for the moment, but man, oh man, look at Vincent Arthur and the amount of distance he's getting on the rest of this field, about 1.5 seconds before you can find Dylan Banks, and beyond that, we're almost at 3 seconds when we find Josh Conover. And now it's going to be a 3-way battle here. It looks like, ooh, Brian Jones is going to march out of here as he stays on the bottom. Not only does Blade Timmons get by, but Conover makes it.
Yeah, that was an excellent move by Blade Timmons. He got right up against the wall to try to get enough of a run on Brian Jones to get to his outside. Because if the car in front of you is running that outside lane, it's almost impossible to pass them on the bottom. So he was able to get his nose just on the outside of Brian Jones and was able to pass him. And another driver moving up, Tim Harper, he's up to 6th right now.
Yeah, Tim Harper, not bad. It's up to 6 positions, but gaining 7 here on the night. Fantastic job with his Ford. Now teaming up, trying to get out there to Brian Jones. Jones way out front, though, as he rides on the outside. Looks like the number 12 almost reminds me of the old Mobile One machine that used to ride out there on the track. But it looks like he's running the body armor machine here tonight. So whoop, Tim Harper, come back. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh, he's
disconnect. Disconnected into the wall. Holy cow. Boy, I told you I was a little nervous here tonight about not being able to catch some things, but right now we're doing pretty well. We just saw that happen, and Harper sending it 3 wide here. Holy cow, that should be Kralik on the outside. That looks like Smith down on the bottom. Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of like a broadcast curse there. As soon as we talked about Tim, he blinks out and gets into the wall. And what happened was, I think the other driver couldn't see him and just kind of pushed him into the wall. So now Tim, he's thinking that he just ran into the wall intentionally. He doesn't realize that he just blinked out.
Yeah, and that definitely is something these guys have to think about is, I'm not trying to run you over, but it is short track. You don't move, I'm going to push. And right now, I think there's a driver starting to fall off the pace. Remember, you were talking about the blocking to the leader, and right now, Vincent Arthur has caught the tail. Now his almost 2-second lead has been cut to under 1 second as he's right now on the inside of Guylis. Guylis holds the line Vincent Arthur wants to run, and now the battle still continues on here as Guylis, sitting currently 19th, is trying to stay on the lead lap. No can do. Next on the chopping block is going to be Thomas Walter, who's just barely out in front of him, and he is following behind, looks like Matthew George out there.
Yeah, these guys running the top. Vincent's not able to carry the momentum off the corner on the bottom, so he's losing all that time to Banks, but something that's going to be, I guess, beneficial for Vincent. Oh, he almost got hit there by Dakota Hendrickson. I mean, these guys are still trying to battle each other, too. Dakota, he just went 2 laps down, so he's trying to get 1 lap down. and try to get back up there. But you know, these guys right here, Guileless and the 57, are both battling for the lucky dog. Oh no, we got contact.
Look out! 57 emerges back on, catches the 3. Look out! Oh my
no, Banks.
Dylan Banks has been having a fantastic run tonight and gets clipped here.
Yeah, what he needs to do is just sit still until everyone goes. There we go. Now you can find that hole to get going. I was hoping he didn't try to go and collect another car, but oh man.
Well, not too bad here. Hopefully there's no retaliation on this. That was a difficult to watch.
Yeah, it was kind of messy. There were kind of 3 cars all involved in that, and it went the entire straightaway.
But right as we came to stage, though, I mean, guys, chill out. It's okay. Holy cow. All right, well, they're hustling up in the pit. Looks like Dylan Banks may take a little bit extra care of his car here. Let's take another look at it, because it wasn't just Dylan Banks that was involved. And we'll take a look back here and see how Dylan Banks gets clipped yet again out there on the track. Makes it look at everybody avoiding, and Guileless clink.
Yeah, that's just a little tap to the outside wall, so you gotta wonder if there's enough damage to that car that he's gonna have to stay in pit road a long time, or if that's just a little bit. But you can see Dakota Hendrickson comes off the wall a little bit too far, gets into Guileless, then Guileless into Walter, and then Walter, trying to save it, just kind of gets into the 3, and that's what set it off. There's a big net code there.
God, I was gonna say, dude, I love the net code right here.
Massive gap there.
Yeah, but you also see the 57 down here. See how hard those wheels are turned? I think it just said, yeah, we're going to make contact. Just let him have it. Holy cow.
I tell you what, that really nice Smirnoff Ice car is not having a good night right now. 2 cautions he's involved in.
Yeah, I'm trying to determine what set the caution. Was it Dylan Banks turning sideways, or is it Nick Guileless sliding?
I'm pretty sure it was for Guileless sliding, because I think the caution came out as he was coming down the track into Dylan Banks.
Man, you hate to see it, because we were talking about Dylan Banks. The best thing he can do is lock it down, but that, it can't just go for him. If we kind of had a couple other drivers lock it down, I would say, if Walter didn't come up the track and hit Guileless, and then we, the Hendrickson one, I could see that happens. But I think the slinging back on the track at 130 miles an hour and hoping for the best, that didn't work too well. All right, drivers all down pit road have now reemerged. Choose cone is complete. I don't see a driver out there that did not choose 4 tires and fuel. So we rubbered up the track a little bit, and we're going to redo this. This time a little bit shorter, though. We are running the lap 150. And that should be our stage at the same time. About laps 73 to 75 is when that was caused. Vincent Arthur taking a note out of Dylan Banks' book there, as Banks was able to come back to the track in 4th. Unfortunately, he'll have Bird and Conover in front of him here, and look at everybody opener wide on open again. 79 laps almost complete here, as we are definitely churning them off.
Yeah, look who's come up here to the front. Ryan Patty, the spring winner here at Bristol, had a really bad qualifying effort into the top 5 now here late, and he's one of those playoff guys that needs some points here.
14 positions gained by Ryan Patty out there. He moves himself into the 5th spot. Only Toyota to finally show up into the top 5 here tonight. Right now, Patty has been doing a great job. He's following behind Dylan Banks out there. Right now, Banks pretty happy he didn't have more damage than he already did. But our blinker of Tim Harper is out there as well. 6th spot for him. And we got guys, I believe that's Dakota Moniz going up there and rearranging the safer barrier wall.
Yeah, Tim kind of squeezed him up there and gave him no other option than to hit the safer barrier. And now Tim's on the outside of Ryan Patty looking for the top 5. Now around the outside of Banks.
Yeah. Definitely tough here, as it looks like the 56 of Ryan Patty slices on around Dylan Banks. And you can tell everybody who wants to run about that mid-line is doing fantastic and doing awesome out front. But I've got to admit, Vincent Arthur is not getting the breakaway that he did before. I would probably guess that this is Vincent Arthur doing that tire conservation till second half of the stage, and then we may see him open it back up. But will Conover consider just following along, or is he going to pass him to get some much-needed points to lock him in the next round of the playoffs here?
Yeah, this might be some team orders. You know, Vincent runs for Josh's team, so he might be telling Vincent right now, hey, you mind if I get that playoff win? As we see Harper having issues still. He disconnected there for a second, dropped the whole way to 15th, and then just popped back up in 4th.
I was wondering if you saw that. Oh!
Oh, what a move!
Harper said absolutely not, gave him a shove right there. Holy cow, look out. Right now, great job there by Ryan Bird holding on to it.
That was a great job avoiding. I don't know if Bird maybe got loose in front of Tim or if he had help, but it was a great job avoiding Ryan Bird and going around him there by Tim Harper.
Wow. We're going to go back and take a look at that pass here. I want to see what caused it. 49 gets ready to sneak on around, taking a look, slices up.
Yeah, he got loose. Woo!
And on around.
Yeah, Tim Harper's out there asking for a new pair of pants after that one.
Yes, he slides on around in front of him there. Holy cow. All right, getting plenty of green flag laps now as we are under lap 91. Vincent Arthur still leading the charge here. And checking in on Ryan Bird, who's getting super close to Tim Harper. Holy cow. I don't think Tim Harper was loose on that one. Let's see how the 49 feels about this. Right now, oh yeah, man. Right now, the two of these guys going at it.
Oh, man. Tim Harper, he got real close to getting bumped there by Bird, but Bird was so close to his bumper that it took all the air off of Tim Harper and got him loose, so he's not appreciating that. And now, Ryan Bird trying to work back on the outside, and you see Patty now coming into the battle as well, as we have a caution on the speedway.
Caution is out. Kevin Gunther involved.
Oh, and already it looks like he's got a problem with his tire. You can see it kind of shaking there. So he's definitely had some pretty hard contact here. Yeah, that steering wheel is not straight going down pit road.
No, it is not. All right, what do you say we take a look and see what happens to Kevin Gunther here? Oof.
Just a little wiggle there, gets into the wall and then gets a little help. Let's see if he locks it up, locks it down. Oh, his teammate. And then, oh man, Dakota Hendrickson just comes in with no brakes and just destroys him.
All right, team owner, how do you feel about this?
I mean,
what goes
that's
through your
two of
mind
my
in this
cars
situation?
right there, man.
Oh my gosh.
This is when owning a team is not fun, when two of your cars wreck each other.
Holy cow. Well, it's like the Days of Thunder. You wrecked both of my cars. You're all fired. Man, yeah, I just wonder how you know, as a team owner, this has got to be absolutely, I mean, just disheartening, man. You're like, yeah, we're doing pretty well. We're still surviving. No, just, oh man.
Yeah. To make matters worse, the guy who races for me in Truck Series is the one that came in and finished off Gunther there. So I mean, that's three guys that run for me.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Well, I guess you can't say they don't do anything without a little teamwork.
Yeah, at least they did it as a team.
Wow. All right, a couple of guys are coming down in the pit. See if they can do a little bit of repairs out there. Everybody from 13th place on up came in on lap 75. Everybody else doing 95 on. I'm looking to see who might be our lucky dog around. I'm not sure. We had a couple of guys getting chopped off there. I don't
Looks
think.
like maybe Brian Jones. I don't know if he was a lap down, but I just seen him about 20 seconds back from the leader. So not sure.
Yeah, not sure either. We'll see as the choose cone comes up if it gives a push by here.
Oh man, almost contact there
Good
between
Lord.
Spencer Burton and Cameron.
All right. Wow.
It gets messy with that choose cone sometimes.
Oh, how? How? You got your mind made up. We're spread apart. I think that would be the thing is I guess speed up toward the car.
Yeah.
And then that way you kind of made up your mind here.
Yeah, what the problem starts being is whenever people start slowing down to like 10 miles per hour to basically a stop, and then everyone checks up and gets stacked up and then can't choose their lane in time and end up hitting the choose cone instead of using the choose cone.
Okay, I got one for you. If the choose cone car gets hit, and for me to avoid the car and the choose cone car that have now been involved in an incident, and I go to the outside and I want inside, do I get penalized at the end?
That is a good question. I don't know if that's ever happened. That would be one to ask Josh for sure.
Excellent. Excellent. Ryan Patty outside reload TP. Hey, I'm trying, buddy. I did once already. Looking to see. I think he's making sure his banner's on. All right.
Oh,
Replay.
Josh Conover.
Gosh. Conover still falling backwards.
He blew his engine, maybe. Oh, nope, he's got it back going now. It might have got stuck in a gear.
Holy cow. Nothing worse going 3rd to 16th in a single turn. Wow. He's going to need a massive come from behind here if he wants to save his race. But fortunately, we're not even halfway yet. We'll see if he is able to get this back, though.
Yeah, speaking of getting it back, Vincent Arthur are going to try to get the lead back because now Tim Harper, having all those blinking issues, he's up front leading this thing.
Yeah, a little confusing as to what in the heck happened. I was looking to see if I could take a peek and see what happened.
Oh, man.
Vincent Arthur, but Arthur trying to hold on, though.
Yeah, he almost got into the back of Ryan Patty. He drove in a little deeper than him, almost got him around, but he's trying to regather it now. That was close.
Yeah, a couple of different ideas out there. We might see somebody else who might be choosing a little harder there. And a little tire conservation. That should be Hendrickson back onto the track. And he is all over the place. That thing is wiggling everywhere.
Yeah, if you still have something wrong with your tire and you go back out there right in front of the entire field, could cause an issue, but so far everyone having an easy time getting around him here.
Yep. Cameron Thompson's in 8th. Right now he's working around him.
I just noticed, looking at the leaderboard, Brady Moats, 24 laps down. Not sure what happened to him exactly, but that's trouble for a playoff guy, being that far down.
Yeah, 100% looking to see entered pits on 42. Left 43, came in on 72. Left pit lane on 72. And that was it.
Maybe he had an emergency or a connection issue, but that's unfortunate there for the 19 of Brady Moats. Needed some points here tonight to be secure. I think he was only about 20 or around 20 to the good.
Boy, you want?
Yeah, only 11 to the good coming in, so that is not good for Brady Moats.
No. All right now is a driver like Jake Christenberry, having a fantastic night, could upset this entire thing. Right now, Christenberry is actually sitting up here in 7th. So this is huge for Christenberry. The drivers in front of him are Kyle Rochelle, and I think Rochelle's in trouble too.
Yeah, last year Christenberry had a pretty much an entire fan club that would usually show up to the broadcasts and chat. And he's a favorite out there usually, and he's running pretty good here tonight.
Yeah. Now, right now, this is a huge night for him as he desperately needs this kind of a finish. If he can maintain. Starting in 14th, got himself up to 7th. Kyle Rochelle currently is a lap down, sitting 19th.
Look at that underneath him there, Cody Smith. He's 2 laps down. He's trying to get one back the old-fashioned way. Go up there and pass the leader as he's going to block Jake Christenberry there. And now he's up on the outside. Oh, man, he got loose.
Yeah, but that's going to get Smith way loose here. And I don't know if Smith is going to be able to hold on to it. That's Brian Jones to the inside.
Yeah, that Venku 16 got real loose there out of turn 2.
Right now, still holding on to it, though. 93 machine to the outside. Still going at it. Right now, still up front. Check out the number 20 car. As we're going to rotate up a little farther forward to see how Smith goes. Smith right now is driving like his hair's on fire.
We got a battle for the lead. Vincent Arthur and Harper side by side right now.
Oh, Arthur!
Oh, contact!
Holy cow.
Oh, man.
Well,
now that Doritos machine is right there, too.
Yeah. Boy, that didn't look like a blink, though. Dakota Moniz will be here to the outside. I think Vincent Arthur would like to get back in his line, but once again, that 05 caught up there, and the Toyota now leads the race. Ryan Patty is out front. That's 18 positions gained by him here tonight, and Vincent Arthur stabs it in there. Coming out of turn number 1, coming out of 2, he does get the best of Tim Harper, and it looks like Dakota Moniz is going to follow along. Good Lord. Right now, there's action everywhere, especially here in the top 5. And I'm sure Tom Senchak's going to come alive here in just a second. As we were talking about Jake Christenberry, Christenberry has picked up a position. Now sitting 6th. You'll see him out there in that purple machine. He's looking to see if he can fight his way around Tom Senchak. But Senchak getting wide out there, not letting anybody through. And you were talking about Smith right now, and Smith doing a great job. Christenberry thinking about 3 wide. Best not to, as it looks like Tim Harper goes ahead and nudges the wall here. Boy, there's just stuff happening everywhere. Brian Jones. Oh, my gosh.
Man, you don't get better action anywhere else than NORA Cup Series, I tell you that. 3 wide almost coming off the corner.
Holy cow. There's all sorts of stuff as we get an overhead view here. Number 12, dead center. He's going back.
Oh, there it goes. We knew it was going to happen eventually. Ryan Bird, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Ryan Bird. But I've got to say, compared to what could have happened, I think that's what's getting me right now, is the wreck avoidance, and most of what is happening isn't critical damage. I mean, this is a complete slide out, contact with a wall, and this car's still in one piece.
Yeah, that could have been a ton worse than it was. I mean, you kind of felt like it was going to happen the way they were all stacked up and bunched up there, and you got 3 wide, and that doesn't work typically at Bristol, and sure enough, we get a caution from it.
Yeah, a couple drivers with some damage there. We see Dylan Banks has some damage. Jacob Malone has some damage. Let's check in on Dakota Hendrickson. I'm not sure if he got caught up. I don't know if he has checked out here or if he had to tow.
Yep, he has just checked out. It looks like it shows him as out on the leaderboard.
Ouch. All right, well, let's see if we can find the number 12. I knew when it went 3 wide, it was about to get nasty. I'm trying to see if we can find Tim Harper out there, and let's review this yellow flag here as the body armor machine got hammered around out here. Right there, rotates up, pinballs. Hendrickson, I think he makes it out of there. Look at Conover.
Oh, is he going to get into Kralik?
Of course. Boom!
Oh, man. Oh, and then Conover's going to go around too, so that's 2 playoff drivers. Oh, Blade Timmons hard hit. Oh, man, he got airborne.
It's actually the worst of it's up here.
Who is that on the hood there for the 23? Is that Luke Combs? He went for a wild ride too there. I think right now Josh is asking for a Busch beer.
Yeah. And I think I've talked to Stella a bunch of times, and the big thing she would draw a circle around of is the number 12 has survived. The cause of the caution here. The number 12 has survived and will remain out there on the track, 16th position, 15th now, as Matthew George is now coming down into the pit. And I think that's just, man, just hurts your heart out there. You're like, man, I was doing so well, but I now caused the caution that just took out 4 or 5 other drivers, and it's just, man, hate to see it. Right now I'm looking to see if Conover's going to have to come down into the pits. He came down on lap 125, 25 and a half seconds of damage repair, and I think he may be not too bad. Did Blade Timmons make it? No.
No, he got hit kind of square on the door, so he didn't have any tire damage or any engine damage, so he got really lucky there in that 42 car.
But how odd to say, hey, he did pretty good. He only got hit in the door. You know what I mean? Holy cow. Still pretty bad out there. All right. Vincent Arthur gets back into the lead spot. Dakota Moniz at second. Cameron Thompson third. All Chevrolets in our podium positions right now, as we have yet another caution here tonight to be expected from Bristol. The driver we haven't talked about much is Cody Height, who's currently sitting in 11th. We'll see if that Sunny D machine can work his way back up to the front. Good Lord, look how quick these guys get going.
Now, I got to tell you, this round of the playoffs, I think the biggest surprise has got to be that 41 of Cameron Thompson. He got a top 3 at Atlanta, finished top 10 at Watkins Glen, and now he's up here in second place at Bristol. He was on the outside looking in going into Atlanta, and now he's really comfortable in points right now.
Right. He did come down on lap 95, though, and got a fresh set of tires. So his tires are about 20 laps newer than Vincent Arthur here, and that may actually pay off for him if he can make this pass. Right now, Kristen Barrios, we have a fan out there in the chat. Looks like Megan Beadle out there saying Kristen Barry Club fan is still here. Let's go, bub. But right now, I see Jay out there as well, and Ryan Patty's still trying to see if he can get that banner, and Kulikowski into the wall.
Yeah, that's dangerous whenever you got a car off the pace like that, and it looks like a lot of people are struggling getting around them. I think Kralik and Moniz side by side, Kristen Barry also. Yeah, this is 3 wide here.
Look out! Right now, Dylan Banks has been the magnet here tonight. He has been in just about every caution. Poor guy just can't get out of there. Now he's sitting 14th. That's a huge long shot from where he started this race. Up in the second position. Boy, hopefully he'll be able to fight his way back up there. Looks like, good Lord, was that Rochelle? Yeah, that's Rochelle giving Malone a shove. What in the world? Rochelle currently sitting 18th. He's working on him there. His driver's laps down are starting to come by the handful. Up to 10th position was Cody Height.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Cody, you saw Cody Smith back there. He thought about taking it 3 wide between Bird and Conover. Let's see what he does here.
Ooh, battle for the lead, though. Here comes Ryan Patty out of nowhere. Here he comes. Right now, Ryan Patty came in on with tires on lap 125 here. Holy cow. The freshest set of tires out there. And he is going to leave them. Holy cow. No doubt about it. If this doesn't go back under caution, Ryan Patty's just going to wave by here. As Vincent Arthur has got to kind of hang his head. Looks like he got out-pitted here. 11 laps left to go here in the stage. We stop at 150. Vincent Arthur sitting second. Cody Reeder taking a peek, but he's getting nudged around by Aaron Kralik.
Yeah, at this point right now, Vincent Arthur basically a roadblock for all these guys who have fresher tires. He's running that top, and it's so hard to pass on the bottom, so you got to wonder who's going to be, patient here with less than 10 to go in the stage.
And you got to admit, Vincent Arthur has to still be pretty happy with where he's at. 3 wide behind him. As Cody Reeder's squeezing in the center there. Cuts off Aaron Kralik. And now the 41 of Cameron Thompson back to the drawing board. He's going to hang to the outside, though. Cody Reeder's still working that bottom line. Might be able to put his hand out and ride it along like an ice skater out there, as it looks like Cameron Thompson is high wall riding.
This basically looks like we're under caution, under pace right now, the way these guys are running side by side. I think 4 rows deep. Now they're 3 wide again. Conover way on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, always when somebody decides to make a move, like Kralik in the center, that's going to definitely separate these guys out there on the track. Now we're 3 wide, almost 2 rows deep. Vince and Arthur, look out. Here comes Aaron Kralik to the inside.
Man. Something's got to give here.
I got to admit, taking a race like this with as many cautions that are possible, and these guys are doing it side by side for lap after lap. Cody Height's feeling lucky. He tried to shoot it up the center, and the one who's lost the most positions out of this entire run is going to go to Cody Reeder. Reeder drops now down to 8th, back up to Kralik, who holds on to 2nd. Conover's getting 3rd, and it looks like, boy, where in the world did our guy go out there? Right now I'm looking for Vincent Arthur, who's 4th. Yuck. Knocking him out of the top 3 here. Only 2 drivers in the top 10 who are not currently in the playoffs. Still making a good run for it. Brian Jones being one of them, sitting in the 16 Ford, sitting 6th. And Cody Reeder, 2 teammates here, almost nose to tail for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, we're coming to get the white flag in the stage here whenever they cross the line. And Ryan Patty feeling pretty comfortable right now with a 1.5 second lead. But you see Conover trying to get a few more positions, trying to get Kralik here on the last lap. Let's see if he's able to get him.
As they run into lap traffic, he's going to get behind his teammate of Brady Moats. Moats is causing a couple of problems here tonight. Arthur around the outside, seeing if he can cross him up. Kralik to the line. I think
Conover got it.
I think he got him.
Let's see where it puts him. Conover got him.
See this race to the line here.
With this move, I think this is going to lock him in to the next round of the playoffs.
Wow, that's close.
Wow. I think after pit stops, we got to talk to him about that move.
How he just barely nudges it here. Door to door, and Conover's got the speed. Got him.
Man.
Wow.
I would love to see the timing and scoring on that lap. That is really close there. You see Ryan Patty, Conover, Kralik, Height, Senchek all getting good points. Thompson and Matthew George, he's back up there. I told you, he's always in that top 10. He gets 1 point there in that stage.
Yeah. I got to say, Matthew George, you ought to paint a phoenix on the front of that car. He just keeps rising from the dead here and somehow is able to make a difference.
Yeah, he's got a fuzzy pair of red dice in that car. He's lucky.
How in the world? I'm trying to remember which. I think it was lap 20 is when we saw Matthew George greeting the water barrels.
Yeah, he was stuck in them trying to get out.
Yeah. And here we are, lap 152, and he's sitting currently 10th or 9th position here. I mean, that's talk about overturn. Wow, great job here.
Yeah, he's been in the league the longest out of anyone here. He's got the most starts, the most races, the most laps turned. So he just shows up there at the end. He's been consistent over the past 5 years, and he's been in the playoffs every single season. So he's Mr. Consistent out there.
Has he been able to win a championship yet?
He has not won a championship yet, no. But he has, I believe, won a race or 2, I think.
So you're saying there's a possibility of the Dale Earnhardt fever getting here. You try over 20 times at Daytona, and eventually you're going to get one.
Yeah, 5 years of trying. Maybe this year is the year for him.
All right.
It actually took Conover 4 years to win a championship in the Truck Series, so that's why he's a rookie here in Cup. He wanted to stay in trucks until he was able to get a championship, got that last season, moved up to Cup Series, and now he's looking for a championship up in the Cup.
Huh. Do you think this, you know what? We almost forgot. Let me see if we can grab our guy here. Shoes cone is coming up. We're going to grab a hold of Josh Conover here. And Christian, I know you got to ask him.
Yeah, that move on the last lap coming to the line for the stage, that's going to lock you into the playoffs. Tell us about that move.
I was locked in, I think, after stage 1, but I was kind of going for track position. And then I got a black flag because I thought Cody was going to catch the pace car. He didn't, so I got passing under yellow. So now all that work was for nothing.
Well, it is still 150 laps to go. Do you think you're going to be able to get back up there to the front and sort out all the drama here?
It's going to be a long shot. I'm just trying to save tire, and some of these guys are running a little hard, and it kind of makes it tougher to save the tire that you need. But I don't know. We'll see. If I can just keep my head on and save and not push to, be with these guys and stuff like that, maybe. But like I said, we'll see.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of this race.
Thank you.
All right. Well, he still has opportunity out there to come back and make that move. Seeing that Matthew George has fought his way up there. So, yeah, and that's the thing as well, is it's not just the car, it's not just the race, but it's also the mental preparedness and the fitness you need to have out there, is not beat yourself up about a little fumble here, about not catching the pace car like he says. And this is why a beautiful race control, not just choose cone, if race control could be out there and help square some of these things away, which is definitely would be helpful. I'm sure they've got an opening, but I say Ryan Patty's going to be looking for this opening. Away he goes. Tom Senchak and Aaron Kralik side by side, not bad. Sitting for second and third. Cameron Thompson was fourth, still trying to hold on to it as Cody Height is battling to stay in the top 5. Looks like Brian Jones is taking a look there to the outside as the Sunny D machine is going to wake up to get another rear bumper in his face, so he is going to have to slide up to the top. Vincent Arthur closes the gap here. Now Arthur churning and burning, making it move here up to the front.
Oh, he got the wall there coming off of turn 2. That, I don't think that's going to hurt him. He hit it pretty square, but he's got to be careful hitting that too many times. You might want to, not do that. It might knock the toe link out.
Yeah, and everybody pretty happy about the safer barrier walls, giving these guys almost another chance out there that they can kind of nudge it and ricochet off rather than old school like back in the 87s and hitting solid concrete. Right now into the inside. Vincent Arthur, we're taking a look at him making some moves here on Aaron Kralik, and Height behind him is already losing some more positions as he is having a hard time getting grip.
Yeah, it looks like the bottom just does not have the grip that they need right now. The top lane is definitely the way to go, but once you're underneath someone, all that air, whenever they're above you, just gets taken off your nose and it gets really loose.
All right, we check back in on Jacob Malone, who's currently sitting 12th. Looks like Jake Christenberry still having a great run here so far. Unfortunately, a little bit slow on the pit stop for Christenberry. He did have a 14.5-second pit, but his lane time was a little bit slow, so he had some trouble getting up to speed, or he may have missed the box. So Christenberry has dropped down to 12th here, and he definitely would need a top 10 finish here to upset and get back into the playoffs to make the next round and keep that little keep that fancy green numbering out there on the car. Let's get going here. Vincent Arthur has got his way back up to 5th, and Cameron Thompson has gone ahead and decided to park it on the inside of the racetrack here. Cameron Thompson, boatload of damage there as he nails the wall.
Yeah, that was a good decision, though, to lock it up and not come back up in front of the field there, but that left side does not look too good.
Nope, folded up off the tire. Fortunately, it's up and off the tire rather than smush down on it, so it shouldn't cut the tire down. Let's get back here to our top 3. Wow. As we move in, Ryan Patty, Tom Senchak sitting 1 and 2, Brian Jones back there ice skating around, and Vincent Arthur trying to chase him as Aaron Kralik is not interested about following behind him. So Moniz is going to close that gap here as he's going to try to get some turn exit speed. Kralik noticing that might not be the right lane here as the 05 now works around him and gets another Chevrolet up into the top 5. Fantastic job here so far by all of our drivers, not going back under caution as we came to a stop on lap 150. Everybody got fuel and tires, and we're back out here racing it out.
Someone we didn't talk about all night so far, Tom Senchak, he's in second place. Where did he come from? Because I don't remember him being in the top 10 at all this race.
No, not even the top 10. He actually qualified outside the top 20. He was actually started right next to Ryan Patty. Both these guys have moved up at least 18 positions here on the night. So talk about starting from the back of the field and working your way back up. I see a giant gaggle of cars back here starting to mash each other up here. I think it's finally settled down. As Matthew George hanging on to 13th. It looks like the 15 of Cody Eldred. Eldred out there, I believe that is the Code Red Mountain Dew machine. Yes, I think so. Yep, trying to see if he can work around. Looks like Guylis up into the wall. Boy, Guylis has been having nothing but problems. Dylan Banks just wished he could get some sort of luck here and get around. But he is just having trouble finding a fast lane out there, and it's pretty amazing. When we catch Dylan Banks in another league, I believe it was the NSR series, Dylan Banks was a guy out there just absolutely owning the track, owning the drivers out there. He was so fast, especially in the Xfinity cars, and now we throw him in the next gen, and we seem to have met his match here. Dylan Banks having a heck of a time, 16th, and hopefully we'll see him back up toward the front where we've seen him many, many times before. What do you say we check in on Moniz here, Christian? You see some things going on up there.
Yeah, he's battling right now with Jacob Malone and Reeder there trying to catch up to him, but Malone working that top side might get around Moniz here within the next couple of laps. Let's see if he's able to. Good run so far for Moniz. But, oh man, Reeder right on the bumper of Vincent Arthur. Almost in contact there.
Yeah. Right now he's got to be careful. If he pushes Vincent Arthur too hard, he'll push him into his own teammate, Brian Jones, out there. So right now the Venku team separated by the Wake Up Narcolepsy car of Vincent Arthur. Arthur trying to get back up to the top three, actually where he's been hanging out all night, but as he was out hit by Ryan Patty, he is now way out front, and Arthur may have to be using a little bit more of that tire life to make up the much needed ground he needs out here early in this run.
Yeah, and being on the bottom right now underneath Brian Jones, it's helping him save tires because we talked to him before the race. He said the bottom is going to save tires better, so maybe he's not worrying too much about being on the bottom of Brian Jones, but I would think if you're underneath someone driving off the corner, you got to put more wheel into it, so it's not saving as much tire whenever you're underneath somebody.
Yeah, right now Vincent Arthur is definitely having to keep his spotter alive out there. And he's just saying, still there, still there, still there, don't hit him. There, but right now, great job because of
contact.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there is trouble, if Brian Jones gets loose or he nudges the edge of the wall, the next thing he's going to hit is Vincent Arthur. So Vincent Arthur drops back, going to try again.
Oh, Brady Moats.
And I see Moats is around, but is straight.
Oh, now they're not. Ryan Bird hard into the wall.
Ow. And I don't know
That's
if
a
something's
broken right
there.
front.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
he's trying to keep it up. Yeah, he's trying to keep it up until he's got an opening, and then he's probably going to come down to the bottom here and go into pit road. There he goes. Yeah, he's more than likely got a meatball black flag that he's going to have to serve, and that's a problem there for another playoff guy.
Man. So Moat's getting into another bit of a scuffle out here.
I think when he got sideways, everyone else kind of checked up behind him, and that's what led to Ryan Bird getting into the wall. But, you know, Moats has every right to be out here still running as hard as he can, just trying to click away laps to continue to stay in the playoffs, because he's at risk of being eliminated right now.
Right. Currently, Moats is down in 24th position. He's trying to see if he can get back. Unfortunately, he still remains 26 laps down. Rotate back. Let's check again here on our third place run. Definitely like moving all over the field, but once we got a podium position up for grabs, Brian Jones is desperately trying to hang on to it here. And, oh boy, here comes the lap traffic. Does he squeeze him into him? Yes, he does. Brian Jones trying to see if he can get Vincent Arthur in a pinch here. Right now, Arthur now starting to really lean into that loud pedal here. He wants around him. He can't do that again.
Yeah, with about 110 laps, you got to wonder how long is Vincent Arthur's patience going to last before he starts to be more aggressive with Brian Jones trying to get around him.
Yep. Oddly enough, Bristol Motor Speedway here is a little bit oblong. The 1 and 2 should be a little wider. 3 and 4 are a little more squeezed together. And you're going to notice some guys end up with a little more speed, have to ride it a little bit higher, and then others are able to take a lot more speed into the following turns. So you're noticing that right now as we're taking a look off the backside of Tom Senchak. The battle for third that still continues, and it doesn't look like it's going to let up here at any point. Right now, Brian Jones pretty confident in holding that outside line here, not looking to take take no for an answer. Brady Motes is now working his way down into pit road. Might be trying to offset pit or notice something's going on with that race car. He'll go back out there.
Finally, Vincent Arthur gets around him.
Yeah, that he did.
I think it was a little bobble by Brian Jones, and that's what allowed him to get by. And that's what it takes. It takes the guy in front of you to make a mistake, or if you get on the outside of him, that's the only two ways you're passing here at Bristol.
Yeah, and great job out there by Vincent Arthur's spotter to go ahead and tell him he was clear, because as soon as he had about 6 inches, he went ahead and slid in front of him there. Did not let up. Cody Reeder now taking a slide underneath. That'll give him 20 positions gained on the night. Brian Jones once again caught on the outside. Can Cody Reeder make the push on around, or does Brian Jones? Oh,
Man, not giving his teammate much respect there. He said, either you're hitting my back bumper or you're going in the wall.
Boy. Yeah, I guess so. That's not good. I want to calm it down there a little bit. Now Dakota Moniz getting into the fight. As Brady Motes, who just freshly got out of pit road there. Right now, Motes 4 tires. And, yeah, 4 tires, and he's back out. Ryan Bird and Adam Kulikowski. Bird rejoining back down pit road.
Yeah, when we talked to Vincent before the race, he said about 100 laps for the longest fuel run you can get. So these guys pitting right now, they're going to be good on fuel, but they're going to be multiple laps down. So I don't know if this call is a good one, because if there's a caution, they're going to be 2, maybe 3 laps down.
Right, and then not able to recover. It may be fast now, but not fast forever. All right, speaking of not fast and guys who have come to a dead stop, 3 owners of their teams. Kevin Gunther has taken it back to the garage. Dakota Hendrickson, Blade Timmons, and Nathan Brzezowski. All 4 of those guys have taken it back to the garage for tonight. Right now I'm seeing Ryan Bird with an extended amount of time. He may be taking it back to the garage, about 1.5 minutes down pit road, and I think he may be calling it quits here pretty soon. Cody Smith coming on down.
Yeah, you got to wonder when the green flag stops are going to happen, because they're going to happen as long as there's no caution. So I think the right strategy, though, is to stay out as long as possible, and run it till it's dry, because the likelihood of another caution is pretty high. So I would run it out and wait for that caution.
Yeah, our leader, Ryan Patty's best time out there has been a 14:58. His last lap time was a 15:48, so he is still less than a second of fall off here. So great job by Ryan Patty, and that is why he is holding on to the lead. Some drivers not as fortunate out there. There's Jake Christenberry matching it. 14:65 is his best time. 15:65 is his last lap time, as Christenberry desperately needs to keep it going here. Right now he's up to 9th. Next will be Aaron Kralik, who's on his list. But boy, oh boy, Dylan Banks coming from the outside and breaking back into the top 10 here. Not bad. Douglas Ross out there in the chat, appreciate you joining us out here, man. We are here with the National Oval Racing Association with a 300 lap race here at Bristol. Only a few cautions out there, 6 in total, 4 caused cautions. 2 are the stages. We are in our final stage. Ryan Patty looking for that first win here in the playoffs. Tom Senchak sitting 2nd, and Vincent Arthur is 3rd. Christian Snyder joining me here in the booth, doing a great job here tonight, especially at Bristol. But man, oh man, what a race this has been, and so many drivers, even 2 or 3 wide out there on the track, have been really tumbling it up and fighting it out with each other. And it so far has been fantastic here so far.
Yeah, and you were talking about Banks moving up through the field. Another one, Josh Conover, up to 8th. You remember he had that black flag, and we were talking to him under caution. He didn't know if he was going to be able to get back up there. Well, he's back up in the top 10, he might be able to go up there a little bit more and get up into the top 5 by the time this race is over.
Yeah, we talked to him in a podium position again as he was second last week. Great job here. If he's able to continue this roll forward, I would say we're all going to kind of rub it in his faces. Don't be getting down about a black flag at Bristol. You can definitely turn it around and come back. Fortunately, he did not end up going a lap down, but boy, oh boy, has he got to make up about now it's less than 6.5 seconds. Is actually Josh Conover is gaining ground on Ryan Patty out there, our leader. He just took off 2/10 that last lap. So Conover, man with a plan and on a mission here, started 8th here in this race. He's returned back to his qualifying position, but next is going to be Brian Jones he's looking for, and Jones has been doing nothing but rolling back here lately. Outside line is what he held, but now he is falling back here, and he's desperately trying to hold on to that position.
Yeah, we got a battle for second right now. Vincent Arthur tried getting around Senchek. He's in lap traffic. Now Reeder going to get around Arthur. Reeder up to the top there. He's going to try to get Senchek off the exit, and he does. Here he goes, right on by Senchek.
Great job. Cody Smith, last pit on lap 199. So a fresh set of tires mixed up in this bunch here. And Reeder makes the split. Reeder now up to second. Ryan Patty now going to see if he can keep his time out to a 2.5 seconds. Vincent Arthur getting around Senchak. So now Senchak on the rollback. He loses a couple of positions here in a matter of a lap or so here. And now it makes you wonder when you're out there, whoa. Okay, we got a huge blink here by the number 27 of Kyle Rochelle. That's not what you want to see, especially when you're up here with the top guys. Vincent Arthur, wow, has somebody meet up in front of him again. Here we are looking off the top side of Vincent Arthur's car.
Yeah, look how much tires matter. Kyle Rochelle goes into the corner, it sticks, and he's just able to drive around Reeder like he's sitting still. That's how much tires matter here at Bristol.
Yeah, and actually, if we look on Vincent Arthur right, entering turn 1 there, that is Cody Smith up toward the wall. So he's another driver who ended up taking tires back on 199. So huge move there. Cody Height now into pits. Brian Jones into pits, and Jacob Malone. He is now working his way out of pits there on lap 214. As he continues on through, why I say 214 is that's the lap he came down. That's how many laps we've gotten through here as we are sitting on top of Vincent Arthur's car. They're on lap 219. So if a caution comes out, a lot of playoff hopes go down the tubes here and unable to really be able to recover. And speaking of recovering, once again, Dylan Banks up to 5th. Josh Conover now to 7th. And still rolling on as Jake Christenberry gets super close to the 42. No contact was made other than Conover putting his car into the wall again.
Yeah, you saw a couple of sparks coming off of it, but you brush the wall in the middle of the corner, it's not too terrible. So he's, getting a little advantage. He's in the 42, so, Ross Chastain made that move on the outside wall, so.
Wrong track.
He's just trying. Yeah.
And I don't think we want to hail Busch Light around the turn. All right. Man, oh man, check this out as drivers are starting to mush up here. I think right now Aaron Krolick and Tim Harper are the last two drivers. I think everybody in the top 10 is still on the lead lap. Everybody else has been a lap down. If I'm not mistaken, is that the number 20 wrapping around again?
It is.
Holy cow. Cody Smith is fighting all the way up around the track back to 15th. Well, at least to the 15th position where we find Jacob Malone. Holy cow. Right now that guy's driving like he's nuts. There's a bee in the car. All right, let's check a look. Jake Christenberry. This is kind of the clutch of cars I really want to pay attention to here as Ryan Patty has lost the lead with Cody Reeder out front.
Oh, it looks like Ryan Patty's actually going to come into the pits this lap.
Yep. And we'll take a look back at what happened to Ryan Patty here. Did he end up getting loose here? That kind of looks like a bad turn there. Looked like he was sliding.
Yeah, he chose the bottom instead of running the top. So I think he was just kind of giving Reeder the outside, knowing that he was going to come into the pits here this lap.
Yeah, and not only that, during this, Vincent Arthur actually reels him in and passes him too. Wow. All right.
Yeah, then a scary entry there for Patty. He almost hit the water barrels, but good entry and He's the first one that's going to draw a lot of these guys. You see Senchek answers that call, Conover, Christenberry. A lot of people going to pit now with Ryan Patty pitting.
Yep. Well, they'll have plenty of fuel to make it there. Seeing that they'll be having about 70, 71 laps before they'll have to come in.
Oh, and a caution.
Dude, no.
Oh, my. There are so many cars 2 laps down. There are going to only be 7 cars on the lead lap at the end of this thing, or at the end of this caution. Wow. Talk about a shakeup, right?
Oh my gosh. So, alrighty, we'll roll through this. I want you to take a look at that playoff one, and we'll see who still has a hope here. Is Kyle Rochelle. Here's Tim Harper. Oh! Rochelle tried to work around him there and looped himself.
Man, yeah, he was just trying to roll the top on those fresh tires, and Harper with the old tires was just holding his line, and Rochelle trying to keep it off the wall would just come down a little bit and gets turned around.
Wow.
But man, a lot of people going to be in trouble. Ryan Patty was leading this race. Now he's 2 laps down. Senchek going to be 1 lap down. He might get the wave around, or at least the maybe the lucky dog, possibly. Luckily, all the top guys, Arthur through Reeder, they all pit. So everyone that's 1 and 2 laps down are going to get the wave around because they're all going to stay out. But everyone that's 2 laps down, they're only getting 1 back, so they're still going to be a lap down.
Holy cow.
Yeah, you got Jones, Patty, Malone, Conover, Height, Christenberry, Matthew, George, all going to be stuck 1 lap down at the restart here. So they're going to have to hope for a barrage of cautions if they want to get back into this thing.
Holy cow. Yeah, Ryan Patty currently a lap down right now, sitting in 10th. New updates out there on the track. Ryan Bird and Adam Kulikowski have taken it back to the garage. That's leaving us with 22 mobile drivers out there on the track. Not all on the lead lap. Everybody coming down on 231 may be taking their final set of tires and the final fill.
You know, I'm really glad we can't listen into the radios of these drivers, because they're not happy at all with the outcome so far of what just happened. There's probably a lot of not nice words being said.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, watch as they come around here. There's going to be about, I think, 8 cars passing the pace car to try to catch up to the end of the field here.
Boy, Vincent Arthur got a horseshoe on this race or what? Back into the lead.
Yeah, you can see the cars in front of these guys. They're all going to pass the pace car.
Okay, so we're... Dude. All right. Choose cone complete.
Yeah.
Waiting to see him come around here.
Yeah, this is the leader. He's nowhere near the pace car. And there they all go. They're going to start going around the pace car up there toward the front, and Vincent Arthur's going to catch up to the pace car now.
Hopefully everybody hurries.
Yeah, they're more than likely going to delay this caution since there's so many cars. Look at that. That's about 10, 12 cars have to catch up to the field there.
Yep.
And lights are not back on, so they're going to go this lap. They're not going to wave it off. We are going green here.
Get her done. All right, Cody Reeder. It's going to be the outside of Vincent Arthur. Right now, Vincent Arthur makes a good call to take that inside line. He learned a little bit there from Dylan Banks, making them launch off a couple of times. at the beginning of the race. Speaking of Dylan Banks, guess who's sitting third? Has returned back. And the 48 Chevrolet to kick it into overdrive here. Running up on Cody Reeder. So Arthur, Reeder, Banks, Moniz, and Kralik 1 through 5. Tim Harper sits 6th. Tom Senchak is 7th. And he is our last driver on the lead lap.
Yeah, that battle for the lucky dog is going to be crazy. You got Cody Eldred, Brian Jones, and Ryan Patty right now, the top runners battling for that lucky dog. Man, that battle is going to be more fun to watch than the race lead possibly.
Yeah, we rotate back here to Senchak. He's got a couple of drivers in front of him. He's trying to see if he can squeeze around there. There goes Ryan Patty. Holy cow. Yeah, Patty's starting to really get the moves going on here as he nudges the wall. He is still to the floor. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's got to get up there and catch Cody Eldred and Brian Jones and try to get that lucky dog spot. Only 60 to go in this thing.
Yeah, I would say almost a quick caution would help these guys out and reshuffle them back there on the track so they can catch each other, find each other out there. Ryan Patty's actually looking for the Venku machine out there of Brian Jones in the number 16. There he is. Finally found him. So right now, that is the Venku machine there. Brian Jones stays on the bottom. That's Jake Christenberry. Christenberry's back even farther, sitting currently 2 laps down in 14th. So this mix of cars and guys who are laps down, guys who are not laps down, is really mixing up this track. As we got everybody mixed all in the middle, and no one has a clue where anybody is. Jake Christenberry going up there and nudging the 84 machine of Cody Height. Height is actually a driver he's racing against. There he goes. Christenberry now up to 13th.
And Brian Jones, you can see 4 cars in between him and Cody Eldred for the lucky dog right now. If the caution came out, it would be that 15 Mountain Dew Code Red machine that would get the lucky dog right on the outside of Josh Conover right now. Looks like he's losing a little bit of ground right now with these guys trying to pass him.
Yeah, and right now it couldn't be a ill-timed caution. It could definitely be that possibility, but definitely don't want to jinx it here, as we still have just over 50 laps left to go here. Christenberry, wow, good job there. As right now Christenberry's getting away from Cody Height and in a hurry.
Oh, here comes Brian Jones. He's right next to Cody Eldred now for that lucky dog spot. He has caught him.
All right, so right now...
Oh, caution! Tim Harper around.
No! we were just about to see Eldred, Jones, and Patty go at it. The 3 of them had finally met each other.
Yeah, Cody Eldred going to get a lucky break there. He's going to get the lucky dog as long as he didn't make any contact in that caution. But Josh Conover, he definitely made contact in that caution. So unfortunate break there for the 42 machine.
Tim Harper and the caution here.
I feel like he's been involved in 4 cautions so far. Whether it's his fault or not, he's just been there.
Yep, lap 152, I think. Yeah, he's been involved in a couple of them here. Some of them are blank outs. Yeah, lap 152 we ended up in trouble, and then again here at 250. So let's see what happens to Tim Harper here and what causes this one. As oddly enough, guys are pitting. Oh, Malone.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. That almost looked like a, hey, Josh Conover, I got a present for you. Oh, my gosh.
Jacob Malone had no patience for Tim Harper there and just gives him a little tap right there, gets him around.
And then Conover's like, oh. All right, I don't know 110% here, but I would almost say, yes, everybody's taking tires here, and I would wonder if anybody has communicated that, but the leaders are all pitting.
Yeah, with them all pitting, that's going to allow a lot of waiver rounds for people who elect not to take tires. Man, I tell you what, with coming down to pit road, did you see all the marbles down there at the bottom of the track? That's That's not good. Whenever your tires are cold, it just picks them up. So whenever you come back out onto the track, you gotta warm it up and get those marbles off your tires.
Yeah, try not to spin out right at the beginning. I was really hoping, as kind of rally capping here, this may be... You've been with the league. Is this a sign of sportsmanship here? Could that be possible? I mean, these guys came in and pit on lap 225. 25 laps later, they come in and take tires and fuel again, and this will help a good chunk of drivers out here get a chance back at a race here tonight.
I mean, I know from past situations like this, there is always that one guy that'll stay out and be like, nah, you guys can stay a lap down. But for the most part, a lot of people will say, come into pit road and just let everyone get the wave around. So that's what they did here. And I think tires are so important that even if it wasn't that case, they still would have pit.
Huh. To not lose the 25 lap advantage. That's something to take into account. All right, so this should give us a solid wave around the cars here. I'm hoping Ryan Patty might be able to get back onto the lead lap, as he was only a single lap down. We'll see.
Here he goes, passing some people here. Everyone doing the choose cone right now.
Yep. Bunch of people out in front of our drivers here. Jake Malone. We'll see if they nail him for a caused caution on that one.
Yeah, considering he's already at the back of the field, they definitely gave him a black flag for end of the line penalty for causing that caution. And you see the load of cars passing the pace truck there.
Hooray.
Got to thank our pace truck driver. He's getting a lot of work out there tonight.
I've said in some broadcasts that the truck will be out of warranty before we finish the race. But he's been out here a few times tonight, that's for sure. All right, as they hurry up and to get to the back of the line, Thomas Walter, the last one to lag off there. And we are going to be back under green. Vincent Arthur and Cody Reeder.
Yeah, Cody Reeder timed that restart. That's the best we've seen the second place car do a restart, but Vincent Arthur just pulled away, exiting the corner.
All right, so that's 6 cautions here on the night.
And just to update you, Ryan Patty still is 1 lap down.
Yeah, he's still down. I would say if this were to happen again, that may get us all the way back to George to 14th. And that might at least be a race. But right now we are just about single file all the way up to the front here. We're seeing how many guys have another opportunity. And right now still Cody Smith trying to get another lap back here. He's currently sitting 18th, 4 down. Well, once again, we're trying to hone in on Tim Harper. He is starting to slide around. Right now I'm noticing that the 56 machine of Ryan Patty came in on lap 250 as well.
Yeah, there's Tim Harper's best friend right there, Jacob Malone.
Yeah. I'll see if there's retaliation out there. I went into one league and retaliation out there, and the paybacks were pretty brutal out there. How guys were see somebody nudge him, go for the pass, and the guy swings high to take him out because he said, "You're not going to pass me." But it seems everybody actually doing a great job out here in this league. Not showing their rear bumper, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
The most recent case of retaliation I think I can remember is Brady Motes and Aaron Krolick getting into it at Darlington was the most recent. But for the most part, these guys keep it clean out here.
All righty. Hey, out there in the chat, Choose Cone says hi.
Hey,
right.
Choose Cone hasn't been hit yet tonight.
No, that's
Just,
so awesome.
Putting that out there.
When you get to go back without any body damage. Did you end up finding the Choose Cone car has less incident points than everybody else? Yes, that's a good night.
Indeed it is. Tell you what, also a good night, Dakota Moniz. You got the camera on him. He is doing a great job. He needs these points, and he's sitting there in the top 3. You know, Aaron Kralik, Tom Senchek, all having a good night too. Patty, he's in 10th. He's only the 5th driver there in the playoffs, so that's a good enough night that he should advance if everything stays the same.
Not bad here so far. Laps are starting to really dwindle down. Not much time for everybody to start making moves and working their way back up to the front. Notice Ryan Patty would have loved to have had a win here tonight, as he's currently sitting 6th in the points. Win here would have definitely helped him get him into the top 5 for the next round, giving him a better opportunity.
Yeah, I talked to him before the race, and I made sure that he was the spring winner at Bristol, and sure enough he was, and I was like, all right, we'll go out there and repeat. And it was looking good there for a while, but that ill-timed caution just put him behind in strategy.
Yeah, well, that caution would have to come out pretty much now for him to come down in the pit one last time and try to make something of it. I gotta admit, Brian Jones out there hasn't pit since lap 215.
Yeah, he had to take the wave around 2 times, so he wasn't able to pit, and this is the problem whenever you do that, is you're way off the pace.
Yeah, way off the pace, but on the lead lap. I think that's got to be everything. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Wife out there saying the storm is here. Fingers crossed that the power holds out. All right, we're going to try. Right now we've got just over 28 laps left to go here. We should be bringing this one to a close, as this race has been awesome here so far. Tim Harper involved in a few cautions out there, as well as Jacob Gladelick. Just kidding. Choose cone car. I was looking to see if you were listening. No, Kevin Gunther and Dylan Banks have been kind of covered up in a couple of them out here. Looking to see for any battles out there on the track. I think Tom Senchak might have a little something going on out there, as it looks like Jacob Malone is all over him.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Patty and Cody Eldred side by side, but that's not for position currently. But you know, Patty's trying to defend and keep that lucky dog spot from Christenberry, but I don't see Christenberry anywhere near him. So if a caution comes out, he should surely get the wave around and not have any pressure from behind.
Yep. Right now, Ryan Patty trying to stay out in front of Christenberry, who's a 1.5 seconds behind. So he's definitely got a nice cushion there. There's Christenberry. Oop, off the wall. As Josh Conover's looking to make another shot for it. And Josh Conover last pit on lap 226. So definitely a good slew of cars out here on some older tires.
Yeah, I'm looking at the times here. It's not quite a battle for the lead, but Cody Reeder is there. He's just kind of keeping his nose there within 1/4 of a second of the leader. It's going to be a battle here soon, I think, because now Moniz is coming into it too.
Yep. I guarantee you some of the guys who saw that last caution come out are muttering under their breath about how that was so ill-timed. And there may have been another shot. We saw Josh Conover battling to bring himself back onto the lead lap and back into contention. And now, unfortunately, is a lap down, chasing Jake Christenberry and Ryan Patty out there to see if he can get the lucky dog for that 10th position.
You know, let's talk about Cody Reeder real quick, because if you remember, the start of this race, he had a drive-through penalty. So he had to go 2 laps down to start this thing, and now he's in 2nd place. So what a rebound for that 17 car.
Oh, I never count Cody Reeder out. There have been multiple times he doesn't even qualify, and then comes up here and is able to get at least some top 30 or so far. 15, 20, and 24 currently have 0X out there. All right.
We got lap traffic now. Here we go. This might get interesting. Reeder's there. He's caught him.
All right. Cody Hyde, seeing if he can work with Flatline.
Yeah, he's taking that outside, taking Reeder's lane away. But Reeder, he ran really good on the bottom right there. He might want to go back down there and try it. But this time in 1 and 2, he's going to take the top.
Yeah. Pretty odd here to seeing how this is working. They have broken away. Moniz got caught by the lap traffic.
And now you got another flatline guy, or well, a Dark Star Garage 41 that is kind of aligned with flatline. He's going to take the top. Yeah, Reeder looks a lot better on the bottom. I think Reeder needs to run that bottom more.
Right, but can his tires hold out long enough to stay on the bottom? Right now, Reeder is following behind Vincent Arthur. Arthur now getting a chance for a breakaway here. As soon as Reeder can make the cross past George, George now gives up the spot. And Reeder still playing chase, only less than a quarter second behind him now. And Vincent Arthur definitely kind of counting his lucky stars that a lot of guys are just going ahead and moving out of his way here. As Reeder gets a solid run into turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, Arthur and Reeder have pulled away from Moniz now, so it's a 2-horse battle. And now you got the teammate of Reeder. He's right there behind him. He's not going to hold up Reeder at all.
Yeah, you knew those two were giving it to each other there for a little bit. Vincent Arthur is now starting to pull away. I would say now that we're under 15 to go, they're all out this time. And there's no checking up at all. 57 out of the way. Great job. So Walter going ahead and letting the leaders battle for it here. And I would say I would too, looking at the clock and seeing that these guys are 3/10 away from taking each other over. Yep, go ahead.
Another teammate of Vincent Arthur there in front of him, Conover. He's rolling the top right now, taking Cody Reeder's lane away. There he goes. He's going to take the top again. Let Vincent Arthur go, more than likely there. Yep, he's going to let him go.
Boy, yeah, you see Reeder trying to see if he can work something out there. He gets a little bit of draft help out of that turn, but right there is what catches him. Unable to rotate back to the top of the track, so he has to bleed off a lot more speed to make that turn instead of going from top to bottom. All right, he's going to try it again here, see if he can use Jake Christenberry to help slingshot him on around. Right now, he desperately needs it here. Right now, Cody Reeder pretty close. Vincent Arthur about to look, lining up for his first win here in the playoffs. Five laps left to go when we cross the line this time. As you get past the Geico restart zone, Barney's getting ready. He's starting to unfurl the checkered flag out there and the white flag as we get this one ready to go. Cody Reeder smelling blood in the water. He wants him. He's getting closer. Now starting to pick up the pace a little bit as he cuts in front of Rochelle.
And it looks like Reeder is giving it absolutely everything he's got, but it's just not enough right now. He's got 4 more laps to see if he can muster something up and get up there.
Yeah, great job here so far by Vincent Arthur, still hanging on the lead. Cody Reeder giving himself 22 positions gained here on the night for second place. He's lined up for, and Dylan Banks, who's now off by about 3.5 seconds. He's fought himself back up to a podium position, originally starting in second. And here we go. Next time by, white flag. Vincent Arthur has this one all to himself. It doesn't look like the lap traffic's going to get in his way. Cody Reeder now not even negotiating with the middle pedal there as he is trying to catch him, and Vincent Arthur making no mistake, gaining and actually putting more distance between the two. Vincent Arthur coming away with the win here at Bristol. Cody Reeder places second. Dylan Banks crossing the line for third.
Man, what a race tonight.
Yep, 2 of our top 3 drivers are not in the playoffs. Vincent Arthur, already locked in by points, assures himself the next round by coming away with the win here tonight.
Yeah, and I was looking at the owners playoff there in the chase grids, and the 17 is actually in the owners playoff, so this is going to probably lock him into the next round, finishing second here. So good job there by Cody Reeder.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Great job here as we see Vincent Arthur turning around backwards there. fairly certain you can be penalized hitting the guy doing a celebration. Well, that would be something. Let somebody go out there and fold him up. Looks like we are going to have to catch everybody up here. Get them ready. Not bad. What a race. I got to admit, you know, that actually worked out really, really well. Especially for the couple of tumble-ups we had out there. That actually, you know, the way the guys actually raced out there, everybody gave each other room. And a great job here by Vincent Arthur coming away with the win. We'll go ahead and see if we can pull up our finishing spots out there. Seeing that these are the race results. I believe these are the official race results currently. They'll go back and double check on the penalties. 8 drivers ended up on the lead lap. Cody Eldred, I believe, was in immediate danger of going a lap down, as that is who they were catching out there. And everybody beyond that was either a lap, if not more.
Yeah, this was a great race tonight. A lot less cautions than I expected. So they had a lot of green flag running, and you know, they were 3 wide, almost 4 wide at some points. So, I mean, this race was absolutely incredible throughout.
Yeah, remember what I said about Matthew George, whether he's had good points night or not. He's currently sitting 12th on that cut line, and Jake Christenberry finished just ahead of him. And Christenberry's sitting 4 below the line. You said Matthew George actually had a good 10th place finish in in the stage, so I give the hats off to all of our admin out there for this league. Definitely have their work cut out for them here tonight. All right, and we are going to cut away here for just a moment. We'll be right back after we get all of our guys and Vincent Arthur going ahead and taking the last little bit of life off those tires. Alrighty, everybody, catching up with our 3rd place finisher here is going to be Dylan Banks. Christian, you've caught up with him out there to ask what in the world is going on with that 48 Chevrolet out there.
Yeah, Dylan, this was a long night for you. It was back of the field, back up to the front, then back to the back again, multiple laps down at one point. Tell us about this crazy ride here tonight at Bristol.
Well, I never went any laps down, but I was definitely in the back a couple times. I think I had about 30 seconds of damage when at the end of the first stage, when them 2 lap cars spun out right in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. Just tried to go to the apron lock. Went to the apron to kind of avoid it, and it kind of slid down and hit my rear and sent me to the wall. Wasn't his fault. Just one of them things at Bristol. But after that, the car just felt really tight with that damage. Even though it was pretty minimal, it just, I don't know. I got it all fixed, but it still felt tighter. I don't know if it was the track changing, the damage. I don't know what it was. Over the time, it just got really, really tight. But yeah, I tried to save for most of the stages, just sit back and save tire and watch and laugh at everybody burn their stuff up on the top, trying to push every lap. We call them hot lap heroes, if y'all didn't know. And they showed it tonight, that's for sure, because they felt like a rock long run. But just trying to sit back and watch the chaos unfold in front of me and try to avoid the wrecks and push long run. That was the key.
Yeah, you did a good job of keeping that thing relatively clean. I remembered you wrecked, so I figured you went multiple laps down from that, but good job staying on the lead lap all night. And I was looking at the chase grids for the owner standings, and that 48's in there, so looks like a good night for the 48, and looks like you're more than likely going to advance to the next round of the owners playoffs.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm in the playoffs for the NORA trucks, so you can only pick one this year. So I picked the trucks. And then next year, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. I guess I'm gonna be picking Cup next year. That's my favorite car. But yeah, I'm happy for Flatline. That's a big. I know it's the 24 and 48. I'm pretty sure. I had a past few races one up to my standard. So let Vinny get a little bit of a bigger lead with the owners. So just trying to stay up there in the owners. It means a lot to not only me but the Flatline guys having both the Flatline cars up there. And thanks to Josh for letting me run this 48. I owe it all to him. He's the one that gave me this opportunity.
All right, man. Well, congrats again on the top three. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to before we let you go, man?
Oh yeah, Josh for putting on the league. Shout out to you, my man. If y'all didn't know, my truck paint scheme is actually done by Mr. Snyder. So y'all hit him up for y'all's paint needs. He does a good job, great job. I've got nothing but compliments on that thing, so I appreciate you, man. Big shout out to both y'all in the booth tonight, as always. Love y'all guys. Sim Tracks is the best of the best. I want to shout out Josh for putting on the league, Vinny on the win, Cody on second. Shout out all the Flatline boys tonight. No quitting this team, and we're gonna keep showing it from here on out to the end of this thing this year. We're gonna keep showing out Flatline's on top. So big shout out to the field tonight. Not as many cautions as I thought there was gonna be. So big props to them. But yeah, overall great night. We'll take it. Let's keep on pushing this a la 48. Try to get a win next week.
All right, man. Congrats, and yeah, good luck next week at Kansas in both the truck and cup.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, Dylan Banks. Always happy to have everybody out here watch him, including Jay out there. That moves us on to Cody Reeder, our second place finisher out here tonight. Talk about coming from the back and resurrecting your race, man. Cody Reeder, fantastic job, dude. Having a drive-through at the beginning of the race, and here we are.
Yeah, quite the turnaround, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do want you to talk to me about a few select points of this race. One, how did it feel when you fought your way up to the front? And two, boy, you and Brian Jones don't give each other a whole lot of room out there, do you?
For being teammates, no, I guess not. We've competed together for a long time in the lower series, and I don't know, maybe we should give each other a little bit more room, but yeah, we seem to find each other. But yeah, it was fun. Like that first run, I got a couple cautions, got back on the lead lap, and started passing guys. And I was thinking, well, maybe these guys are just slower, or maybe they're saving. And towards the end of the run, getting to the stage, I was like, I'm in the top 10. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I passed 30 guys almost. So that was really fun. And just Vinny had a little bit too much there for me at the end. Just using everything I could to keep up, and I know he was probably going pretty hard, but just wish I could have had a pit stop back, maybe got in front of him, and I think I could have controlled the race a little bit better. But overall, good night. I'm hoping that's enough to advance in the Owners' Championship, keep a KPR ride alive, and just trying to calculate this on my own. But yeah, it was a fun race. Congrats to Vincent, and thanks guys for putting this on.
Yeah, awesome job here tonight, man. You were actually quite fast when it came to the final restart there next to Vincent Arthur. It looked like Vincent Arthur and Dylan Banks were leaving people standing still. Even caught Josh Conover a little off guard as he went from the third place all the way back to 16th, but you hung on there. All right, we head off next week, and we should be feeling pretty confident with a finish like that here tonight, and definitely working out pretty well. You feeling confident as we move on.
Yeah, Kansas is it's my home track. It's my favorite track, and it's always disappointing if you don't win it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a racer's racetrack. There's multiple grooves, and it's always really entertaining to watch. Plus, I mean, when you're racing it, it's a lot of fun too, because you're kind of on the edge between the wall and getting loose and trying not to get too tight on the bottom. So there's a lot that's happening, but fun racetrack. I can't wait.
All right, man. Congratulations on your second place finish. I'm not sure if I got all of your shout outs. I didn't know if you wanted to yell out anybody else out there before we let you go.
Yeah, I just got to thank you guys putting on the broadcast. Thanks for Josh putting on the league. A shout out to Brian. I know Dustin's been out trying to take care of the new baby, and Brian stepped in and done a really good job. So shout out to him and Dustin. I think Dustin might make his triumphant return next week. So hopefully that works out that way. But yeah, and like I said, you guys in the booth, thanks to my wife to let me do this, not yelling at me every week for spending too much time on the sim.
Alrighty, and I know I saw out there, I thought I saw Dustin Kleba out there sending messages. I was like, he lives, but I wasn't sure. But still, regardless, Brian
Yeah.
Jones has been doing a fantastic job filling in for the ride. Cody Reeder, you're doing a great job out there in the 17, and we'll see if you can top your performance next week.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to go for Cody Reeder. Now, locking himself into the playoffs, not just points, but with a win here tonight. Vincent Arthur, awesome job, man. Another win here, as the Flatline Racing guys are pretty happy to see one finally come home.
Yeah, I think we've had a rough couple of weeks. I think we've had opportunities to win, just haven't capitalized on them. So come out here and end the round of 16 the way we ended the round of, or I guess ended the regular season. That's the perfect way to go into the round of 12.
Man, oh man, oh man. Talk about when we moved to a race like this. You know, it seemed Dylan Banks took a heck of a restart and led the first good chunk of this race. Was it just restarts out there? Or what in the world did he kind of set you up out there? And talk to me about that part.
Yeah, so the initial start in this league, it's always on green, which is dictated by iRacing. So it kind of gets it's a little more even and takes the advantage out of the leader getting the pole. But I figured the outside was going to be a little bit better on the restart. You can kind of hang around the outside through turn one, you'd be all right. But he just got a nice roll into the zone, and then he took off, and that's all she wrote. So it's a little frustrating for those first 30 or 40 laps, but once I got around him and I had a little bit of clean air and I could control what line I was in, I mean, it was all good from there. I mean, if anything, it really taught me what I needed to do to set up a pass and get back into the lead, which I ended up having to do multiple times tonight. So it's a little bit of a silver lining, but yeah, I mean, overall, we just had a really strong car. We learned a lot throughout the race, just kept it clean. Luckily, when we were going through lap traffic, everybody used their heads. Got sketchy a couple times, but we managed to keep it clean and come out front.
Man, talk about out front as well. Ryan Patty had done definitely some selective moves out there to shoot his way up to the front and then run away from you guys. Obviously, a little pit strategy was involved. Did you take any of that into your own playbook out there and then make it work for you?
I think I underestimated the amount of laps that we had left in stage 2 when Patty came down and got tires. So, it wasn't ideal. I kind of thought that there was going to be another yellow and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But yeah, I'm just really glad we were able to keep it all clean. And then when there was 40 laps to go, and we had run like 15 laps green, I was really debating on staying out still. But obviously the rest of the cars behind me kind of made a decision for me. I didn't want to be the only one left out there. And luckily I was able to catch it in time to still make it onto pit road and not get a penalty. So, yeah, there were a lot of tires and a lot of strategies that could be played, but track position was huge, and the last thing I wanted to do was lose a lot of it.
All right, your confidence level transferring into Kansas next week. It's got to be Kansas, Talladega, or are you more interested in the Charlotte Roval in this upcoming chunk of the playoff, seeing that you're moving on?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things for me tonight was going into the race. I knew I was locked in, so I really wanted to take this race in particular to really try to get as many playoff points as I could. So that's why I had stayed out in stage 2. I really wanted that stage win to at least come away with 2 playoff points. Obviously didn't get that one, but to come home with the win, that's 6 more playoff points that are going to continue on to the next round. So that just leaves us with a little less pressure going into the wild card of Talladega in particular, where we usually run well, but we don't really always have the finishes to show for it. But Kansas, I went there and I won in the spring. And yeah, I mean, road courses, I think I'm normally top 5 there. So as long as we keep it clean, unlike we did at Watkins Glen, we should be able to come out with a pretty decent finish.
Excellent. Shout out time, and don't forget to mention your sponsors out there, especially the Wake Up Narcolepsy one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Wake Up Narcolepsy, they've been a wonderful partner. I went to the Shadows to Light gala that they had in New York on Friday, and it was absolutely amazing to meet, for the first time in my life, other people who actually have narcolepsy. So that event was really, really fun. I'm super grateful to everybody who allowed that to happen, and who worked really hard to make that happen and get me there. So everything they're doing, it's absolutely wonderful. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Wake Up Narcolepsy's website. There was a lot of really good conversation that happened there, and it was just a really cool event to be a part of. Besides Wake Up Narcolepsy, I got to thank Josh for letting me do this week in and week out. Everybody at Flatline works their tails off to give us championship winning cars. Got to thank Exalta, Red Bull, everybody who makes us go around. I mean, you guys, I know Christian's been back in the booth. It's nice to hear his voice again. And we'll go into the round of 12 and hopefully carry this momentum.
All right, Vincent Arthur, appreciate you, buddy, and we'll see how you do next week.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Vincent Arthur coming away with the win here at Bristol. Definitely got to feel good when you start on the pole, get through some adverse effects out there on the track, and then still be able to make it up and come away with the win. All right, that should do it for us here at SimTrax. Talk to me a little bit about this, Christian. What should we expect to see next week at Kansas?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I got an updated picture here of the playoffs and who got eliminated unofficially, waiting on penalties and everything like that. But unofficially right now, Corey Harville, Cody Smith, Kyle Rochelle, and Cameron Thompson are going to be the 4 drivers that will not advance to the next round. Cameron Thompson actually by 1 point is going to miss out. So those are the 4 drivers that will not move on into the next round unofficially.
Holy cow. So Jake Christenberry made it.
By 1 point.
Wow. and Matthew George made it too. That is mind-blowing. All right. Excellent, Christian. Appreciate you guys, all of you out there viewing and commenting as well. Congratulations, Cody Eldred, on taking that lead lap in a 0X out there tonight. And that should do it for us here at the National Oval Racing Association. SimTrax Broadcasting signing off. Patrick Morrison here in the booth. Christian Snyder alongside me. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.